With more on the election counting chaos, Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz, he is the author of the Wall Street Journal bestseller, Guilt by Accusation. Alan, here's one thing that struck me. Among the strategies, it seems that the campaign, and Dick Morris was referring to that, is reach out to your legislators and tell them you don't feel that it was a fair election and not to designate the voters, even if the count said a Democrat won, that it should be Republicans. And I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong. I wanted to know, is that constitutional, or is the Constitution and our laws such that the electors have to be assigned who got the most votes?
Well, first of all, I'm 82 years old, so don't take anything I say seriously. Apparently, have a duty to start dying, but...
yes, Ezekiel, yeah.
I just walked 7 miles today, so I'm trying my best to defy that duty. Look, it's up to every state. There is no such thing as a presidential election. There are 50 state elections, subject ultimately to Supreme Court review. But every state gets initially to decide whether and how to certify the votes. In some states, if there are legitimate challenges in front of the court that the Secretary of State feels has a chance of prevailing, the Secretary of State may not certify the votes. And then the party that thinks the vote should be certified would have to go first to state court and ultimately then to the United States Supreme Court. It's a very cumbersome process. The Pennsylvania lawsuit, on the other hand, is already in the Supreme Court. So that's going to be decided because that's an Article 2 constitutional case. So every case is different. There are the wholesale cases involving the Constitution, and then there are the retail cases involving specific voters. Did they vote? Did they vote properly? Were they 100? Were they 105 years old? All of those issues, you have to take evidence. You have to have trials on those issues. And then it will be up to the Secretary of State to decide, pending trials, whether to certify the vote. The strategy of the Trump team is to delay certification beyond middle December so that Biden doesn't reach 270. If he only gets 268, then the strategy is to move the election over to the House, where the president wins 26 to 24 to 1 in terms of states. So that's the strategy. Will it work or not? Nobody knows. We've never been through this before. We went through similar things 4 times in the 19th century, but never anything quite like this, and never, of course, with computers.